In January 1933, Adolf Hitler rose to the position of Chancellor of Germany, an event that astonished many within the Reichstag. For Hitler's loyal allies in the Nazi Party, however, it signaled the start of a covert struggle behind the scenes, a race to determine who would become the most powerful figure in Hitler's inner circle and the Nazi Party itself. In the early days of the Nazi regime, a select group of individuals held critical roles in the party's leadership. Leading them was Rudolf Hess, Hitler's deputy and a fiercely devoted party member. Next was Hermann Göring, whose charm and opportunism earned him numerous significant ceremonial and practical positions. Alongside Göring stood Joseph Goebbels, the Reich Minister of Public Enlightenment and Propaganda, who used his unwavering loyalty to influence the German populace. Below them was Heinrich Himmler, the quiet yet calculating head of the SS. Lastly, Ernst Röhm commanded the SD, a zealous paramilitary group of violent enforcers known as the Brown Shirts. Röhm's dedication to Hitler was unquestionable, but his ambitions clashed with the Nazi state's long-term vision. His push to transform the SA into a revolutionary army of millions alienated the military elite and members of Hitler's inner circle. By June 1934, Hitler faced a growing crisis. The SD had grown to over 4 million men, threatening both the German military and Hitler's plans for the Nazi Party. Röhm's aspirations made him a liability. From June 30 to July 2, Hitler ordered a purge of the SD, carried out by their former subordinates in the SS. Göring had previously transferred control of the Gestapo to Himmler, who appointed Reinhard Heydrich, a trusted SF officer, as its head. Under Göring's oversight and Himmler's authority, Röhm and dozens of others, including Hitler's political opponents and former allies suspected of disloyalty, were executed in a single night. The terror and bloodshed that engulfed Germany would be remembered as the Night of the Long Knives. In today's digital age, safeguarding oneself from online threats is paramount. That's where NordVPN, the world's leading cybersecurity platform and sponsor of this video, steps in. Visit nordvpn.com/historyvpn to learn how NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro offers robust defenses against online dangers, from scanning downloads from malware to blocking fraudulent websites used in phishing scams. NordVPN protects against various cyber threats while improving your online experience by eliminating pop-up ads and halting intrusive web trackers. For my team and me, NordVPN's threat protection is a vital tool, ensuring our activities remain secure. It also enables access to region-locked content, regardless of location, even while traveling. NordVPN is among the fastest VPNs available, offering exceptional speeds, unlimited bandwidth, seamless browsing, streaming, and gaming, and thousands of servers to meet every online need. Try NordVPN risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee and get 4 extra months free with a 2-year plan. By August 2, 1934, Hitler had removed all obstacles to power, declaring himself Führer of Germany. For the inner circle, the purge was transformative. By the mid-1930s, Heinrich Himmler had expanded the SS from a small protection unit into one of Nazi Germany's most powerful institutions. Their role in the Night of the Long Knives earned them independence and broader authority. By the war's onset, the SS handled party security, general policing, racial policy enforcement, and concentration camp operations. While Himmler built his SS empire, Hermann Göring focused on forging alliances through patronage. Alongside his existing roles, Göring was appointed plenipotentiary for the 4-year plan, giving him control over German economic and industrial policies. He used this authority to enrich himself and his allies, strengthening his influence within the Nazi Party, though his extravagance and opportunism drew resentment from others who disdained his lavish lifestyle. Meanwhile, Martin Bormann, an unassuming yet cunning aide to the Führer, operated in the shadows. His proximity to Hitler allowed him to marginalize rivals and expand his reach. Rivalry within the party leadership was intense but rarely erupted into open conflict, manifesting instead as subtle contests of manipulation and positioning, with each figure striving to prove their worth to Hitler. The Führer, aware of the scheming, kept his inner circle divided to ensure their dependence on him, maintaining his ultimate authority, or so he thought. In May 1941, Rudolf Hess shocked the regime with an unauthorized flight to Britain, aiming to prove his worth after years of being sidelined. Believing he could negotiate peace with the British, Hess piloted a Messerschmitt Bf 110 to Scotland, where he was captured. Furious, Hitler denounced Hess as mentally unstable, stripped him of his titles, and erased him from party propaganda. Martin Bormann was promoted to Hess's former role as head of the party chancellery. Concurrently, Reinhard Heydrich solidified his status as one of the regime's most ruthless figures. As head of the Reich Main Security Office, he oversaw the Gestapo, intelligence services, and the International Criminal Police Commission, wielding immense power over Nazi security operations. His intellect and organizational skills made him a key executor of Hitler's brutal policies, including the final solution. Heydrich's political cunning ensured his loyalty to Hitler remained unquestioned, even as he undermined rivals using his vast intelligence networks. By 1941, his blend of loyalty and ruthlessness had elevated him within the Nazi hierarchy, drawing suspicion from Göring and Himmler, who saw him as a threat. Conveniently for them, Heydrich was attacked in Prague on May 27, 1942, by Czech resistance operatives. Though he initially survived, he died a week later. Hitler, viewing Heydrich as a model of loyalty and efficiency, retaliated by destroying the Czech villages of Lidice and Leski to deter resistance. Heydrich's death created a power vacuum in the Nazi security apparatus, which his rivals eagerly sought to fill. Göring's chance to capitalize was fading. His failures in the four-year plan and the Luftwaffe, coupled with his extravagant lifestyle, had eroded his credibility, leading Hitler to see him as unreliable. In Amor's later years, others vied for prominence. Since 1942, Albert Speer, succeeding Fritz Todt as Minister of Armaments and War Production, worked diligently on Reich projects. By 1943, his competence earned him Hitler's trust, unlike many who relied on flattery. Martin Bormann, as Hitler's private secretary and party chancellery head, became the Führer's gatekeeper, curating information and manipulating decisions. By mid-1943, his influence was so pervasive that peers regarded him with fear and contempt. As Allied forces battered the Reich, the inner circle faced setbacks. On July 20, 1944, Wehrmacht officers attempted to assassinate Hitler, failing but fueling his paranoia. This led to military purges and distrust of confidence. The SS gained priority over the disloyal Wehrmacht, while Admiral Karl Dönitz, uninvolved in the plot, earned Hitler's favor, later becoming his successor. Joseph Goebbels' role as propaganda minister grew critical. His total war speeches and campaigns glorifying Hitler and demanding sacrifice despite setbacks. By 1944, as Reich plenipotentiary for total war, Goebbels was among Hitler's most trusted deputies. As the Reich collapsed in 1945, betrayal and paranoia consumed the inner circle. Hermann Göring, in a bid for relevance, requested leadership as Berlin fell, believing Hitler incapacitated. Martin Bormann framed this as treason, leading to Göring's arrest. Albert Speer defied Hitler's Nero decree, sparing infrastructure, before joining the Flensburg government. Heinrich Himmler's secret Allied negotiations were exposed, resulting in his expulsion. Isolated in the Führer bunker, Hitler trusted only Goebbels and Bormann, condemning others as traitors. By his suicide on April 30, 1945, the inner circle had fractured, mirroring the regime's collapse.